Okay, so the thumbnail probably gave it away, but this is going to be part one of a new build series that we're going to do, and this is going to be putting together a kit guitar. So there's dozens and dozens of different kits out there, different manufacturers, different styles and that. This is one from Thomann, the German music crowd, and this is their Stratocaster model. So this is going to be just a how to put together a kit series. Well, how I'll put it together rather than how everyone else would do it. So it's going to be a run through of what's in the box, all the parts you get. I'm going to be changing over some of the parts to some custom parts. This guitar is going to end up being a Dublin GAA themed Strat. So you'll see how I'm going to paint it, how I'll be adding some Dublin decals and stuff like that, and just generally how you assemble a kit the way I'll do it. With the kit, with the parts you get, you can generally put one of these together really quickly, I'd say in the space of a day or less, but this will be stretched out slightly more because we're going to be doing our custom paint and, as I said, exchanging some parts. So this first part is just going to be an unboxing video. Now, unboxing videos are absolutely boring as hell, so we're just going to drag you through it really quickly. But just the basic parts that you literally get in a kit like this. You get absolutely everything to put a guitar together, to get it playing, and every bit you're basically going to need, bar some of the tools you're going to need to put it together. So, as I said, unboxings are desperately boring, so I'm just going to run through it really quickly. You can see everything is pretty much well packaged. I'm guessing this is the neck, so we'll just quickly show you. So, well wrapped. Yeah, rosewood board. Pretty basic neck, cathedral grain pattern. A paddle headstock. So you can pretty much design your own headstock or copy. As you can see, somebody seems to have already started on this one. But we won't be copying that. We'll probably just copy a general standard Strat style headstock for it. But the neck itself doesn't look too bad. The nut is plastic. Actually looks quite dirty. We probably will replace that. Fret ends aren't too sharp. Looks like the frets have actually been at least leveled and polished a bit. Overall finish on the neck is quite good. Side dots, marker dots are all quite good. Generally just not a bad neck. The usual you'd buy for, say, 20 or 30 euros if you're buying it off any of the Chinese sites or anything like that. Just to mention that overall, this kit cost in total 85 euros. That's delivered to Ireland. I think it's something like about, I think it was 68 or 69 euros to buy, and then 15 euros delivery. So generally that's, you know, slightly cheaper than a lot of the other kits out there, but I think they're pretty much all of the same standard. And most people will tell you they all come from one or two of the same factories in the Far East anyway. I'm guessing this is the body. Yeah. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least a 5-piece body there. It's crazy light. That's ridiculously light. It's probably going to be hard to tell with this lighting, but it's, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you can see just up here, this particular piece isn't particularly nice. Now luckily we're painting this a solid colour, so this will all be covered in a sky blue colour, but not very pretty. It has to be said, you definitely wouldn't take a body like of this quality and just say stain it, because it'll just bring out the grain of the wood, and the grain of the wood on this particular body isn't very nice at all. The routing on it is very clean. Obviously CNC done en masse in a factory somewhere. The pickguard holes have already been drilled on it, which could cause us some problems because we won't be using the pickguard that came with it. The bridge holes are all screwed as well, are all drilled as well. So if there's a problem with neck alignment, we'll have to move the neck rather than just moving the bridge from one side to the other. The bridge mounting holes have been drilled all the way through, which won't really affect us too much, but and the same again with the back plate cover. They've already drilled the holes, and we're not using the back plate that came in it, and they actually look very off alignment, it has to be said, so we may be filling them. Other than that, as I said, very light body. Some cause for concern here. It has been well filled, whatever that piece of knotwood or other issue we had there, but overall not a bad body, not great quality. Very light wood, feels very soft. Thankfully we don't have to do any additional routing ourselves, because I think this body would tear up a lot. They got away with it obviously being a CNC. Actually just down here on the lower cutaway, that is very rough, and there's a ding here where it seems, whether it was a CNC or whether it was hand routed, definitely went slightly further than it should have, so we'll have to smooth that out with just some sandpaper or maybe a file on that. But not bad, but you get what you pay for. Not exactly a 500 quid custom made body. As I said, €85 in total for the whole thing delivered. So moving on then, our last box will be all the hardware and that. This will be pretty much the cheapest that money can buy. We've got a scratch plate here preloaded. The pickups will of course be cheap, but you're getting what you pay for. This scratch plate is terrible. It's cut really badly. Very sharp edges. Doesn't seem to follow the lines properly, but we're not going to be using this scratch plate. We'll be using our own custom one, but hopefully they haven't followed these holes exactly, because when we put our own one in, we may have to re-drill those holes and fill them. Electronics, you can see very small pots there. Obviously again very cheap. But we'll be using all these electronics anyway. We've got a ground wire, and we've got a clip connection here to attach our output jack, so there's no soldering needed at all for the kit. As I said, quite a poor scratch plate, but again it's the cheapest money can buy. We'll be replacing pretty much everything on it with our blue coloured Dublin parts. We've got our back plate here. Again, feels very cheap. Some weird holes or indentations on the inside of obviously whatever cheap plastic it was cut from. We've got our trim arm, standard trim arm. Nothing special there. We got in here. This is very well wrapped. I think this is the neck plate. It is. That's unusually well wrapped. Standard neck plate. One or two minor dings and scratches on it, but we'll have to deal with that. There's our tuners. Again, they will be the cheapest money can buy. They won't be great, but we're going to use them anyway. They'll get us through what we need to do. A set of guitar strings, and you probably can't see it, but they've been thrown straight in the bin. They will literally be the worst things. They won't tune properly, they won't stretch properly, and more than likely break if you try and do anything with the trim arm on them. So the bin is the safest place for them. We've got our bridge here. Shiny, but not very shiny. This metal here making up our bridge post and that feels really cheap and really soft. I don't see this standing up to much abuse if anyone was going particularly hard with the trim arm. We've got our output jack. As you can see, it also got that clip connector on it, so no soldering needed if that's what you're going to do. And then we've got our random bag here. I'm guessing that's all the screws that we're going to need. Also the tremolo claw springs. I see two strap buttons in there. So that's it. That's pretty much everything you get in the kit. There's absolutely everything you'll need to put the guitar together. As I said, we'll be changing a lot of the parts to make this a custom Dublin one, and at the same time this will be kind of a rough guide as to how I would put together one of these kits. So moving on now, in part 2 we'll probably actually put the guitar completely together, just to see if everything works on it, and we'll start to change some of these parts over to our custom blue Dublin parts.